First thing you're going to want to do is on the Google home screen, bring up this pop-up here and scroll all the way to the bottom, click on more from Google and scroll to the bottom again until you come across sites, and there it is there. On Google Sites, there's actually a bunch of templates available. There is actually a portfolio template available, but I prefer the photo portfolio one. It's specifically for photography, but I think it works great for artists as well. That's it there where my cursor is hovering. When you open that up, it'll open up the sample and you can kind of edit it as you go. I like it because the layout is already basically done for you. You just have to replace it with your own pictures and such. Now, I'm not an expert on this type of stuff. I'm actually the opposite of tech savvy, but I will go through with you everything that I did to make my website. I've opened up a text box, which the option to do that is in the top right corner. What you can do with the text box is that you can drag it up to one of the photos so that it fits directly underneath it and becomes sort of part of the photo. Here you can see I'm typing something, and then you can see there's a bunch of options there that basically you can edit the text any way you want. It's kind of the way that you would with a word processor anyway. In order to edit the photo itself, you have to left click on it and it'll bring up these options there that I'm showing you. If you want to replace the image that's already there, you have to go and click on the three dots that are at the end. That will bring up replace image and click upload. That will bring up your documents and you can choose from the photos there. For the purpose of this video, I just chose a random Google image of a fish. There is also an option to upload images from here. If you click select, it will actually bring up any images that you've saved to your Google Drive. If you choose a photo that is not replacing another, you will have to resize the photo because it will come out in the original shape that the photo was taken in. If you do this, when it's done, make sure you click back on the photo and then click the option uncrop, because moving the photo or resizing it does actually resize the photo. So as you can see there, it's come back to normal. There is also an option to embed a link by either URL or code. You could choose the URL of a social media page or a shop or another website. But for now, I'm just going to use Facebook as an example. So when you have the page up, like I have here, you then click on the search bar at the top, and then you just copy that, and then you paste it back into the URL section of the website. So once you've pasted that in, just like I'm doing here, it should bring up a sort of image like so, of the icon of the website or something like that. Sometimes it's blank, but just click insert anyway. And this is how it will appear. If you don't want it to show an image and you just wanted to show the link itself, then you can do that by selecting settings and unselecting show image, like so. If you want to embed the code of a page, you bring up whatever page it is that you want to link, and then you right click in an empty space on the page, and it should bring up an option that says view page source. It'll bring up this. You want to basically copy it begins with HTML. Just that one line, that's what you want to copy. So you can see I'm highlighting it here. So the rest of it is irrelevant, you just need this part. Do you know what, actually, at least I don't think so, but I'm not actually sure. You might have to copy the entire thing to embed the code. It's just easier to go with the URL, to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm not tech savvy at all, so I never actually checked to see if this was correct. So anyways, there's a few themes that you can choose from, which are kind of just sample themes. Obviously, you can create your own from scratch, but I do recommend using one of those. Once you choose which theme you want, you can also select which color. They usually give 6. I just chose a darker blue to match the fish. Up at the top left is where you will title your website. You can also see there's an option just under the header saying add logo. So if you click on that, you can upload another photo. I chose the fish again, but it will appear then next to the title. While you have that pop-up open, you can also click on announcement banner. If you click show banner, and then you can choose the color of the banner that you want. I would have a look into color psychology. That might actually help. For example, red is very attention grabbing, but also it has to be seamless with the rest of the website. But you can type the message with whatever you want, and you can also add a button, which I find very handy. And then on the button, you can also choose to link code, as I showed you earlier. And by doing that, you can take them to a shop or social media or something, anything that you want to take them to. There is where you put the link. I just pasted in the link for Facebook, but the most important thing that you will click here is open in new tab, because when they do click on the link, you don't want them to lose the tab that has this website open. And here is what the finished banner looks like. You can also see in the top right hand corner there are pages. You can actually click on these and it will bring up sample pages. I find these good because if you're not sure what you're doing, it gives you a starting point. But if you want, you can always copy the layout of my website. It's very rudimentary, but it works. When you want to start editing these pages, it's on the right here. You can see that you can actually click on the pages from here as well. It will bring you back to the home page. Always have a home page, don't delete that. There are different options, like you can duplicate the page. I would do this with any page that you are working on just in case you accidentally do delete one of the pages, just so that all your work isn't lost. But that doesn't really matter anyway because there is an undo button, but just as an extra safety measure. And then when you're ready to publish the page, you can always delete them. And of course, just click on the 3 little dots to bring up the options and you can delete them from there. If you want to change the name of the page, you just click on the 3 little dots again and you click on properties and it'll bring up the title and then you can just type in whatever you want. I think I picked home page here just as an example. When I click done, you can see home page is up there on the banner of the website, but you can see there's a drop down arrow right next to it. That's for the subpages. So if you want to add a subpage, you just go into the sentence with the 3 little dots again. You title your subpage and then you click done, and when you click on the drop down arrow, that should also come up. I'll show you here now. So you hover over the drop down arrow and as you can see, commissions was added as a subpage. You can also choose to hide these from navigation. I'm just showing you here. I don't know why you would, but I'm just showing you the option is available for whatever reason. You might just decide to do that. You can also do this from the plus down in the corner. As you can see, there's new menu section, full page, embed, new link, and new page. So you click new page and it'll create a subpage again. What you can also do with these pages is you can actually drag it, and if you hover it over one of the other pages, I'm going to do it here at about, it will become a subpage to that page. But then if you hold it just under one of the other pages so that a line appears like that, that's when it becomes a separate page. It'll also appear in the header when you do that. This is especially handy to know. If you click on the settings of one of the pages and then you go down to properties, if you then click on advanced, it'll bring up something called custom path. I didn't do it here for some reason, but when you click on custom path, it will bring up the option to open a pathway to any page that you've already created in the website. I'm going to show you another way that you can do it here. If you double click on one of the photos, you'll bring up the option to insert link. And when you click on that, it'll show you the pages that you've already created on this website. By doing this, you have created a link so that when somebody clicks on the actual photo, it will take you to the portraits page. It will also open it in a separate tab, and you can do this with not only the photos but also any piece of text that you put on the page as well, or the buttons. You can do this with basically anything on the website. Lastly, I will do a quick rundown of the things that you can also add onto your page. So if you go into insert here on the right hand side and then you scroll down, it will bring up a list of different things that you can add in. So for example, you can add in a button where you can also add in a link. So here I am adding in a portraits button. This is what I did for my website. The link there is a page that you've already created on the website and it'll show up this button. You can then attach this button to one of the photos. Here I'm taking out where it says portraits because I want to replace that with the button. So here I'm bringing up the line, the blue line again, and there it is. You can also then edit the button to look a certain way. So you can see there in the corner it says filled, outlined, or text. So that's outlined there. And then the text is just without a box. I prefer filled because it looks more like a button, because sometimes people don't realize buttons are buttons on websites. An entire list here of things that you can add in, like divider and spacer and stuff like that, but I'm actually going to skip ahead to image carousel because I am running out of time. As you click on image carousel, it'll bring up your documents and then you just select what images that you want to insert. From there, if you select this option up here, it will show you what the desktop version of your website will look like. It will also give an option on the bottom right to select what your website will look like on a tablet as well as a phone. This is very important because it will change depending on what you're looking at. So you want to make sure that your website is seamless regardless of what device you're using to look at the website. If you still have questions or are unsure about something, just select the 3 dots in the top right hand corner and there is the option to take a tour as well as training as well as help. So anything I have not answered here today, you should be able to find out that way. And the last thing you need to know is just press the publish button when you have finished your website. Anyways, I hope this helps, and I'm sorry that this isn't a screen recording, that it's actually recording on my laptop. I tried to do a screen recording and it just would not work for me, so this is the best that I could do. I hope that this answers any questions that you had and is somewhat helpful. Like I said, I'm not tech savvy, but I did my best. Hope this helps.